Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. Last time we saved Malchior, the Guru of Life, from up atop the Mountain of Woe. This time, after Shallow is taken by Dalton, we have no choice but to pursue them with the new item given to us by Malchior. It's called the Ruby Knife, which is right here. It's just an item. Looks like some kind of a red sword or something like that. Got a speed tab. You can probably give... I'll hold on to it till later. I don't have a plan for it right now. Probably give it to Luca. Hi, Dalton. What's up with you, bud? Why is the Prophet allowed inside? Well, I'm stuck with guard duty. There you are. I let the Prophet go knowing he'd mess up sooner or later, but I have no use for you anymore. Your history. Am I now? Now, from my recollection, you don't need to worry about stealing from Dalton, so I didn't even prepare for that. Red Pin is a new ability that we have access to, combining Leap Slash and I think it's Fire 1, which is a cool looking ability. Iron Orb, reduced by half. You might sense a pattern. And here it is. We've been holding this off for a little while, but I think it's time. The ultimate magic. And of course it had to look like fucking Ultima. And look at that damage by one character. And it hits all enemies. Go ahead, try an attack. That sounds like a counterattack pose, so I'm not going to attack you for a second. In fact, ooh, Delta Storm. But before that, mid-tonic on Chrono. And let's see here. And I think a heal is due to, and then we'll do another Luminaire. Then we'll use Delta Force. Yeah, Luminaire is lightning elemental, or light elemental, depending on the version, and is just extremely good. I think it has the highest base power of any tech in the entire game, but Chrono naturally has a really low, well, a relatively low magic attack. Or a magic attack stat, anyway. Don't tell me you just died. Please tell me you just died. Okay, no Delta Force for you. Well, I guess no Delta Force. But yeah, Dalton, I'm going to be immortal. I can't be beaten. You're not immortal, bud, and you're not very strong either. Chrono could have soloed you. That portal looks familiar. It's slightly different with the column of light. But that looks familiar. Yeah, I'll let you listen to that for a second. The black energy grows. Something scary is waking up. This is Mune. Yeah, this, of course, takes place in the Ocean Palace, hence why it was in the middle of the ocean. Raise the power of the Mound Machine to its limit. You dare disobey me? But you turned your back on that machine. What bright splendor! The incredible power of Lavos. Some kind of feedback. What's that reaction by the Prophet? It's confusing. Interesting. Now we'll get at least one more of these little allusions to what's going on as we continue to traverse through one of my favorite dungeons in the entire game. As a kid, I hated this dungeon. But now, I don't mind it so much. Now, we're going to find different enemies like this throughout the area. These guys are called scouts. Or scouters, sorry. And they have high physical defense. They also inflict sleep. Now, in order to deal with them, they don't have a lot of HP, but the best way of dealing with them is not using your normal attacks. But they will absorb all elements except for the one you're supposed to use on them. In the case of the Scouters, you're supposed to use lightning on them. Now, Frog is only around until he learns his next tech, which should be relatively shortly. And then I'm going to stick with the party I use pretty much every single time I go through this area. And, look, another weapon that's more powerful than the Masamune. I call bullshit. But I always use the base 3 when we're around here. Oh, by the way, well, we'll just fight some of these guys. There's an Aeon suit. So yeah, the best way of going through this area is you're going to run into a lot of enemies that are the base 3 elements. You have the Scouters here, and then you also have a water and a fire equivalent. So it's best to bring party members like Frog, Marley, and Luca when you're coming in here. You don't have to, but it would be beneficial. Notice down here that there's no path going forward there. And there's a hidden encounter point here, as well as a new enemy. I can't remember. I think you can steal lapises around here. I could be wrong on that. We also have a mage here, which I'm not particularly worried about. They use a bunch of status effects, so that's kind of their claim to fame. As you can see, they've locked Luca from using any techs, which normally would be detrimental to her since she's magically based. But, yeah. Frog learned Cure 2. That was the primary reason why I had him in my party. That was the wrong button. So yeah, pretty much every time I come in here... That's the wrong party. There we go. Look at that. I just use the original 3, and I find that their synergy... I can't say that word again. The synergy works really well between the 3 of them. Marley is pretty much set with what she has on. Yeah, everybody's good there. So we're going to go around this main room here. We're going to... Video game? Video game. There we go. Please find the encounter point and don't get stuck on things. We have the blue scouts here. And so yeah, you want to use Ice 2 to take these guys out. If you use other elements, they absorb them. And I really like this dungeon because it makes the original 3 really worthwhile to use when we've had a lot of these newer characters and we've been trying to make good use of them as well. We already did it, but we can slip by there if we need to. Alright, so here's the fire guys. So let's have Luca take these ones out. She's my fastest character at the moment, which is unbelievable. And it's a sad day I'm out of water. Oh well. But yeah, this area, when I first got here, hell, even probably the second time or two I got here, like this music, it's frightening. You know things are getting real when we get to this point, and it's not a very easy place to kind of deal with. Now, there's a door here, there's a door here, and there's a door here. And then same exists on the other side. So 1, 2, and 3. You're going to want to make sure that you go into each of them so that we can get all of the items that are available around here, because there are quite a few pieces of equipment around here that you are going to want to get. Now, every time there's one of these things, you want to hit these switches because they will allow us to move forward. We have Jin and Bargus, and they can throw people around. If you attack Jin on the left, he has very high defense, protected by the Bargus shield. Barghest, on the other hand, doesn't have particularly high anything. Antipod 2 we haven't seen, so let's take a look at this. This combines Ice 2 and Fire 2. It's a cool idea. Kind of like the idea of like scalding water, right? I like it. So the shield is now destroyed, and I believe if you wait a second, or do you have to wait? Yeah, you have to hit him once and the shield is destroyed, and then he's extremely weak, and you can just take him out very, very easily. You can do it the other way. This way I might be weak to magic or something like that, but I've always just taken out the Barghest first and then destroy the Djinn afterward. You'll note that the items we're getting around here are typically Lapises, and you would like to fight the enemies around here because a Lapis is a very nice item to have, and we definitely want to grab those if we can. Now here, as you can see, the way this works is we come in here, we go like this, we go here, that's that second exit. So there are other ways through here. Some of these battles you can avoid, but not all of them, only some of them. Delta Force, I believe, would deal shadow damage. Let's just take a look at it, or let's not. So yeah, we all used Delta Force there, and they locked one of the characters so that we didn't get a chance to use it. So now what I need to do is I need to use a heal on Luca, since I need to deal fire-based damage to all of the other guys there. So yeah, the mage can be a real pain in the ass as far as locking the character that needs to use the specific tech in that fight, but other than that, isn't really anything to worry about. The enemies don't deal a lot of damage, so I wouldn't worry too much. Got an Aeon Helm, I got an Aeon Suit earlier. Okay, so we got everything there. Let's head down here. Now if you stop, see these ones we can get by. We don't technically have to fight them, but I'm going to fight pretty much any option we have to fight a group of enemies, just because they're it's effective to take them down. It gives us good tech points. We need the tech points right now to build up some of our characters. And yeah, just like the battles aren't all that difficult. The Kaiser Arm. Now you can go around the edges here. This is important to know because if you go around this side, you can't get in, but you can see there's a hidden chest in a wall somewhere. You don't come this way first, you wouldn't know that, which is why I tend to come this way first. And that switch we hit, I believe that activates this switch to reveal this platform, which allows us down here. I think you can bypass this fight from going around the pillars that those guys are on, but I'm not 100% sure. And you're gonna immediately lock me. So let's go for a single targeting ice. And a napalm, and you can attack that one. Yeah, the fights aren't, all that difficult, but it requires you to bring, your first characters that you get in the game. Either these two, or, Frog being the third character that you would have got. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm already locked, and you're already dead, so it's all good. Nice critical. Look at that damage. Over 500 damage with a critical. Lovely. Oh, more levels. You don't ever have to fight these guys, but like I said, I need to get as many tech points as I can get around here, so we're just going to do that. I think one of the things I like best about this area is the fact that the music plays through not all the cutscenes, but at least through all the battles. That unlocked another switch. Alright, took care of those two groups. Down here we got a Sonic Arrow. I will now give to Marley there. As you can see, this one has a slow effect, as well as being quite a bit more powerful. And notice that that block is no longer, well, it's never been there. Don't need to hit that switch again. Go on out here. And you'll notice that that second switch that we hit down below gives us advantage, or the ability to move forward. but I want to make sure I pick up all the items around here, so let's go and fight another group of these guys. I'll leave this fight in. Let's see if this guy is weak to elemental damage, and we'll show off Delta Force. As the name suggests, it's a mixture of all the elements, meaning it probably deals shadow damage. Not susceptible to shadow damage, but at least allows us to kill the shield and lower his guard all in one move, so that's nice. It can do some decent damage to enemies that are a little more susceptible. Oh, we learned Mega Bomb after that fight. Nice. I was hoping Lucca would learn something. Now she just has to work on Flare, which is going to take her a long time to work on. Marley still has some work to go on Cure 2 before she learns anything else. Yeah. We learned Cure 2, now we're going to work on Frog Squash, which is a nice ability. You'll notice lower HP equals greater damage. And same with Dino Tail here. There are two different abilities that target all enemies and deal more damage the lower the user's HP is. They have their uses, for sure. Unfortunately, because you have to have low HP, they're hard to work around. So, you know, they're the glass cannon abilities, and they are pretty powerful. They're both physically based, so you can do a lot of physical damage if you need to with those. At least I think they're physical based. Yeah, they might be magically based, I can't remember. Anyway, here we get a Star Sword. I just love the name of that weapon. Even though it's nothing special, I like the idea of a Star Sword. I don't know why, I just do. But yeah, I love the music for this area. It is absolutely great. When you're fighting the groups, where it has like one of each element or something like that in the mage, you can use Spin Cut with Chrono to take out the mage in one hit if you don't have his techniques locked in the first round. So that's one way of finishing all the enemies in one round that way. We get a Shockwave, which is for Lucca. Random Chaos, and it's 20 points more powerful than the previous weapon she had. Not that she uses her attacks a lot, but yeah, so this is unlocked, this pathway, and this leads down to the area we've already been to. But when we were over here before, we found one item that we weren't able to get. There's a secret passage through there leading to the Demon Hit. This is for Frog. Now, it's odd that he got the Rune Blade and the Demon Hit, and they both have the same attack power in the same dungeon. The Rune Blade gives him 4 to magic. The Demon Hit deals double damage to magic-type enemies. That's the better weapon as far as I'm concerned, because 4 magic is meh, and his magic isn't that great anyway. So I would go with that, but that's entirely up to you. It's odd that you get 2 weapons for him in the same area. But yeah, we don't need to fight those guys again if we don't want to. The duplicate battle if you want to have it. Now that we've cleared out all the treasure, now we want to head down here. We do have a new enemy here. This is Thrasher. So yeah, fire on that one, ice on that one, and Spin Cut on that one. This fight works the same way as it does with the mages. You can target each of them and then have Chrono Spin Cut the remaining one, because he'll do a lot of damage to that, and they have very weak defense. Alright, let's pop down here. Hey, I see a sparkly on the left. Show it again. Do it. There we go. Okay, so there's something there, but we can't seem to get it yet. Hello! We have enemies, Mage and Thrasher, all at once. Now, they don't lock up Chrono. Chrono can say goodbye to all of these guys. This was always the most badass ability when I was a kid. I loved being able to spam this, and with the Gold Stud, you can spam it and just one-shot everything on the screen. Unless they're immune to lightning. But yeah, it's very nice to have that. Now here, there is a way of not knocking them all off, but I usually just say the hell with it. I just walk right through them, knock them all off. A lot of the time I'll miss one or something like that. But let's look at Fire Sword 2. I know we've already seen a bunch of these, but I want to have some variety here with my abilities. That, a lot of them look really cool. You don't get to see them all the time. Ice Sword 2. We learned Mega Bomb. I will show that off later on. God, I love that damage. That is nice. Yeah, man. Show off Antipod 2 one more time. Just give a little bit of variety to some of the abilities that we're using here. That one doesn't seem to do great damage at this point, but oh well. 4 levels up. You can actually bypass that fight. Look at that. If you get hit by those beams there, yeah, they'll deal some damage to you. I'm almost out of MP. So here we have 2 different enemies, Thrasher and Lasher. Now, Chrono is going to use Spin Cut on that one just to demonstrate this. Yeah, they don't have a lot of defense either. And what do I want to use here? Napalm? Sure, we'll use Napalm. You can use Ice. Yeah, they have a lot higher magic defense than they do physical defense, so you're best off to take them out that way. You could also use Luminaire to finish them all off in one go, if you so desire. But they do have a counterattack, which we've seen before. It's basically Twister. And it's also weak as balls, so don't really worry about it. He's got a turn. Whirl. And I need to give you a Mid-Ether. Or Ether. When I was a kid, everything was Ether, because that's just how I assumed that everything was pronounced. Mega Bomb. You know what? It's not really the best to use it against them, so we'll just finish everybody off with normal attacks. And hopefully they stop counterattacking me. Oh! The Twister can inflict chaos, as you can see on Lucca there. And now she's attacking Chrono. And Chrono is now also in chaos because Lucca's weapon can inflict chaos. I am in trouble. Heal somebody, please. I am in a bad way. Let's finish off you there. Please don't hit Chrono again. That would not end well for me. Smack him with the butt end of your crossbow there. So yeah, Chaos really isn't all that dangerous, but it, of course, does have certain situations where it can be kind of annoying. Alright, so I need to make use of some ethers on you. I'm not going to overdo it because I know a save point is somewhat close. And here comes Specchio, I guess, to throw more bad guys for us to fight. Delta Force it is. Now they'll create a like a three-dimensional shape of based on where their characters are located on the screen in any given battle, depending on where they're located. It's the cool part about how the battle system works is the characters can be pretty much anywhere, so you can have a lot of variety in how the animation looks. Here's Masa. The ancient red rock has been passed down through the ages. Nah, no clip. From it, a magic pendant and a knife were made. Interesting. We spoke with Melchior and he gave us the ruby knife. He told us it was made of the same red rock as the Mama machine. Shala's pendant also reacts with the Mama machine. If that pendant is the same one, and since this is the past, and the reason why Marley's pendant looks so much like Shala's pendant is because it is indeed the same pendant, just in the future, then it would make sense that these are the same two that they're talking about. And they're made out of that red rock, the Dreamstone that we picked up in 65 million BC. We embody Melchior's dreams, sealed within the knife. Hurry! You plan to confront the Queen. We're counting on you. Interesting. I wonder why those two are here. The pulse of eternal life. Dark force. Wild energy. The eerie red light doesn't suggest a lot of good is coming of this. The Mama machine is too dangerous. You attacked your own people. Don't stop now. Almost there. Immortality will be ours. Zeal will have the glory it deserves. Too long have I waited. Well, we really need to get down there. There's some bad stuff going on there. These guys will pop in here and we can deal with them. Okay, there's something else to note, I guess, with that fight. If you attack them and they're too close together, they have a fusion counterattack. Not that that really matters, but it's there. I was going to cut out the whole fight, but I guess I'll just cut out part of it. Anyway, we got some more stuff, and now we have that save point. Now I can use a shelter, heal up fully. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the time we have for today. So next time, Lavos is beginning to beckon, is he? Next time we move on through the rest of the Ocean Palace. See if we can stop the Queen and her, apparently, she's become a little bit obsessed with the power she's gaining and the idea of immortality. I have a feeling Lavos has something to do with that strive for power. But anyway, that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.